fucking hate this talk about disorders. I fucking hate it because it's the perfect excuse not to fix yourself. See, we all have defects and deficiencies. Some of us have quite serious defects and deficiencies. I, for one, have incredibly serious ones that I'm not going to get into, but I'm intensely aware of them. And it drives me up the wall, but I work at it every day. But suppose instead of working on my defects and my deficiencies, I were to say to you, hey dude, man, I got a disorder. Hey, what's a guy like me supposed to do, man? I'm just a poor wetback with a disorder, and dude, man, I can't do anything about it, so tough fucking luck. You see my point? See, you say you have an anxiety disorder, you have this disorder, that disorder, what the fuck disorder, right? It's the perfect excuse not to get up off your ass and not only fix yourself, but achieve the things that you want to achieve. It's the perfect excuse. And especially in our contemporary culture where everybody who has a disorder is essentially excused. They get a pass. And it's so fucking wrong, see? When you have a deficiency or a defect, you try to overcome it because you're aware of it. You say, yes, I have a defect, I have a deficiency, and I have to improve myself and get over this defect or deficiency. But if I have a disorder, I can just sit on my ass, whine about it, and have a perfect excuse not to do the things I should be doing, that I want to be doing. Take this anxiety disorder shit. You know, everybody says that they have an anxiety disorder. When I was growing up, I was just scared. As simple as that. Yeah, I was scared of shit, lots of shit. Okay? Look, in my teenage years, in my 20s, I was scared of all kinds of crap, even into my 30s. I remember I was in some business meeting in my 30s. I was like 35, 36, something like that, right? I go into a business meeting and I'm scared shitless. I really am. I can feel my asshole puckering up like that, man. I was really fucking scared. And what did I do? I just pushed on, pressed on, just set aside my fear. And went on with the business meeting. It was a big presentation for a lot of mucky mucks, and my future depended on me succeeding in this meeting, okay? In the end, that particular meeting was not a determining factor, but the fact that I performed well at that meeting helped me achieve my goals, see? And of course I was scared. And of course I had anxiety, which is just a fancy word for fear. Of course I had it. And I've had it in my 20s, fear, being scared. Because inevitably, as you push yourself further, you are scared all the fucking time. And so you see how the natural fear that you have when you push yourself forward can be mischaracterized as anxiety. And since it's a disorder, then instead of pushing yourself forward, you just settle. You just decide, oh, I can't do it. I have a disorder. Oh, poor me. I have a disorder. No. See? That's the great thing of having grown up in the period that I grew up in. There's no anxiety disorder. You're just a chicken shit coward and don't have the balls to do it. And of course, the fear of being called a chicken shit pushed me further. Not being called a chicken shit by somebody else. I could give a shit what other people think of me. And that's something that I had to overcome. But no, it's what I would think of myself. And this is the pernicious thing about this these disorders. It fools yourself. Yeah, because you know perfectly well that you don't have any fucking disorder. You're just scared, or you just don't want to do it. You don't want to do something because you don't feel like it, or you can't work up the courage or the nerve or the energy or the gumption to do it. You're too fucking lazy to do it. That's it, Disorder is the get out of jail free card. You don't have to do shit because of a disorder. But think how you're going to be thinking of yourself. Rather than thinking of yourself as a man who can commit to action and do shit, you're going to consider yourself as the passive victim of a disorder, whatsoever the disorder may be. It can be anxiety, it can be whatever the fuck, multipolar, whatever the bullshit, whatever bullshit disorder that they can come up with. It'll make you think less of yourself. And as you think less of yourself, you will be able to achieve less. See, that's the pernicious thing about disorders. See, it misdiagnoses the normal strains and stresses of growing up and characterizes those normal stresses and strains as something abnormal to be avoided, to be medicalized. And there are a lot of people who benefit from this shit. Yeah, people in the medical professions, you know, pharmaceutical companies that sell you anti-anxiety medication and shit like that. I mean, all kinds of people benefit from this crap, from this mischaracterization of what is normal development. Look, it's going to come out in a few years that a lot of girls who claim to have gender dysphoria or dysmorphia, whatever the fuck it's called, right? A lot of those girls, they're perfectly fine. They were just going through the normal stresses and strains of growing up. Because all girls, all teenagers, go through a period of just finding their own bodies disgusting. Girls in particular. But it happens to all teenagers. I certainly went through a period where I found myself disgusting. Fuck it, I still find myself fairly disgusting sometimes. Yeah! And I'm like, ew, I want to get out of my own skin. And girls, teenage girls, Jesus Christ, man. It's worse than ever, and everybody knows that. But that normal uncomfortableness of growing up has now been characterized as a disorder. And what's worse, see, these people characterize it as a disorder and therefore prescribe you a pill or an operation or heroic measures, catastrophic measures to change you in a way that you should not be changed. Of course, because you see, a disorder implies that you need to fix it. You need to fix it with, you know, major measures, whatsoever those measures may be. I mean, whatever it takes, baby, right? You've got a disorder, let's fix it. With the pills, with the treatments, with this, that, the other. Operations, change your whole body in order for you to get over this disorder. Now, this is a fucking disaster, okay? And so, if you think that you have a disorder, I want you to stop and ask yourself really hard, look in the mirror and say to yourself, do I have a disorder or am I looking for an excuse? More likely than not that you'll realize that you're using it as an excuse. You're using it as a way to get out of something that you don't really want to face. And, you know, I mean, it makes me shake my head because, see, part of the reason that our society is in the hole that it's in is precisely of this unwillingness to face reality. See? Calling something a disorder, that's a way to avoid reality. That's a way to avoid having to push your way through. It's a desire for comfort above all else. And you have to understand, most of life is uncomfortable. Most of life is difficult. Most of life is shit. It's simple as that. You just got to push through it. Yeah? But medicalizing it, calling it a disorder, it hurts no one but yourself. And the society that we have, this once brilliant civilization that is collapsing as we watch it, the reason for its collapse is because of this, an unwillingness to face the normal difficulties of growing up.